Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and we're gonna do another new and indie. I have had these for a while, but as you know, I just started getting back into regularly posting. I'm trying to stay in that, it's really easy to fall into the habit of not doing anything when it comes to that when you haven't done it in a while. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. I have 4, not necessarily new, but newer releases. One of them is actually the newest. I don't know what order we're gonna go in, but I think the order I got them in, I'm gonna try to do them in the order I got them in as well as I can remember. So the first one we're gonna start off with from the house of Sammy Andraus. It's Wonder Dream. Let me read you the notes to this one. So you have bergamot, mandarin, cardamom, black pepper, lemon. Heart notes are birch, pine, clary sage, and lavender. And then in the base you have amber and patchouli. So let me go ahead and talk to you about this one really quick. It's not on this page right here, but Sammy originally is from Guatemala. And the reason that they use cardamom is because it is a note that is native to Guatemala. I mean, so they use Guatemalan cardamom. Let me read you this small thing off the website. It says, Guatemala is the world's leading producer of cardamom and #1 in export. It moves almost 1% of the country's gross domestic product. It's grown in 5 departments. So it says it reaches most countries in the Middle East, as well as Europe, Asia, the United States, Canada, Mexico, and South America. The cardamom business offers quality to all its consumers worldwide. That's why international certifications are kept up to date, since it's an important product in the perfume industry. So out of the 4 that you're gonna hear about today, this one I think is the most like upscale in nature. So it's definitely pretty heavy in that Guatemalan cardamom. The black pepper, heavy on that. Bergamot and stuff, you're gonna smell like the citruses at the beginning, and I would say that they're gonna stay for the life of the fragrance. You are definitely going to get the birch and the pine. It has like a smokiness to it. So before I even read the notes, I definitely smelled like the smokiness to it. Smokiness and black pepper, and then that kind of like green cardamom. So in my opinion, this is a very dressed up, elegant fragrance. I wouldn't just throw this on with a t-shirt and jeans by any means. This is very niche quality. Obviously, he's using very high quality ingredients as well. There is nothing synthetic about this fragrance. The patchouli is very present, as is the amber. You don't get a lot of sweetness from this. That's why I say I feel like this is more of a dressed up fragrance. Not a t-shirt and jeans fragrance at all. Very niche. If you've been in the fragrance game for a while and you want to try something that, in my opinion, doesn't really smell like anything else. Again, it's got that like green cardamom and that kind of smokiness, which I'm guessing is from the birch. That nice pepperiness to it. Dressed up fragrance all day. I don't know that I even need to mention this, but the fragrances in this video, because they're indie, they all have higher longevity than a lot of ones that you're gonna smell elsewhere. Any fragrances tend to just be more heavily concentrated. So projection and longevity on this are really good, but I don't feel like the projection of this one blasts off your skin, which I wouldn't want, because again, this is a dressed up fragrance, and typically you don't wanna dress up and have something screaming off your skin. At least I don't. I feel like it's very hard to go formal with a fragrance that just hollers. So yeah, for me, kind of like his first one, if you really like that natural green cardamom, this is definitely gonna be the fragrance for you, especially if you want something that's got like that patchouli and the birch, and kind of that pine, which I like pine a lot. So for me, I pretty much gravitate towards any fragrance with pine. I don't know what it is about that note, but I really like it. But green cardamom also does it for me. Actually, all cardamom does it for me. But just know it's got that pepperiness to it, so it's definitely evident. And the citruses, again, they're more in the background. Up top, you're gonna get a little bit more, but as this dries down, those are gonna fade to the back, and then you're gonna get kind of like the elegantness of that pepperiness and the cardamom. Again, very niche, very high quality ingredients. You can smell it immediately when you spray this. Next. Okay, so I can't remember which of the next two I got next, but I think it's this one. So from the house of Hez Parfums, it's Hez Parfums Jungle Juice. And the notes of this one are, also this is also another drink one, by the way. A lot of his fragrances are drink oriented. You're gonna get bergamot, blueberry, raspberry, orange, pineapple, apple, blackcurrant, and in the mid you have cognac, spiced rum, tobacco, honey, lily of the valley, sugar cube, and in the base, ambroxan, patchouli, sandalwood, icerie, super, vetiver, and musk. I am going to tell you this, out of all four of these, this one's the freshest. And it is not a fresh fragrance, but that fruitiness from the cocktail that it's based off of, which, by the way, Jungle Juice is like Jungle Juice daiquiri, which you can get anywhere in New Orleans pretty much. It's a very fruity fragrance to my nose. Let's get another whiff. Yeah, this is just like, to me, very fruity, and it's got that like fruity daiquiri sense to it. If you're into like fruity cocktails, you need to try Hez Parfums, because he kind of has like all the New Orleans cocktails, all fragrances, and to my nose, they're hitting the nail on the head with what they're trying to do. I think the ambroxan comes in and just kind of freshens it a little bit, so it's not too alcohol-y, well, too boozy. The ISOA Super is doing the same, and I actually think those two ingredients are boosting the fragrance. So Hez Parfums, if you've tried them, on me at least, I would say they last pretty long, and I get pretty good projection. Again, not screamers, but the longevity of this is really good. It smells really, really good. It's really fruity, and like when I say that this actually smells like that type of daiquiri, I promise you, when you smell it, you're gonna be like, oh, it really does. It smells realistic to what it's trying to be. Yeah, really fruity, really boozy. I feel like you're definitely gonna get the rum and the cognac in here. But yeah, I think it smells really good. I really like his, like, I know he has like gourmands, but I really like the kind of like daiquiri series that he does. Again, Blue Dog is still my favorite just because I like how it transitions off my skin. And Bourbon Street is probably my number two, because number one, it is a crazy heavy hitter, and I just like how he did that one. But his like cocktail series, we'll call it, it goes. I mean, like, if you are a fan of like fruity drinks, you're gonna want to try that. At least get some samples. But yeah, if you haven't tried Jungle Juice, I would definitely recommend getting at least a sample of this and a couple others from the house. His samples are pretty affordable. And definitely get Blue Dog. As I said, that one I really just like because it's a year-round fragrance and it transitions really nicely on skin. Next. Okay, so I've had this one for a while too. From the house of City Rhythm. I smelled this one at Glamcation. It's Nashville. All right, so I actually have the card of this one with us too, so it's right here. Has all the notes on the back. I'm gonna read them to you. You have Irish liqueur, orange zest, nutmeg, creme de cacao, red berry, mocha, cream of coconut, musk, and vanilla. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody here already knows how I feel about coconut, so anything with coconut I'm into. But you're definitely going to get the booziness. In my opinion though, the cream of coconut is really nice in here. You have the vanilla, you have the, so I feel like all the notes mentioned you're going to smell, but in my opinion, the ones that are most prominent are Irish liqueur, creme de cacao, mocha, cream of coconut, musk, and vanilla, and that nutmeg. The fruitier stuff is more in the background. Actually, I think that's really what blends it together. I feel like the musk is actually blending it together. So to be fair, like the most prominent note to my nose, the prominent notes, the two, let's call it three. Creme de cacao, cream of coconut, and Irish liqueur. Those three, those are front and center, and they stay front and center. And then everything else is just well blended, but if you smell, you're gonna smell it. And I feel like it definitely needed that musk to pull everything together, and I think it smells really, really good. Yeah, I like this one a lot, and it has like a really creamy scent to it, and I really like that. And obviously that's from the coconut, the cream of coconut. Definitely a fall winter scent. Projection and longevity of this is really, really good. Longevity is definitely, the longevity of all of these is really good. This one, again, not a beast. I would say St. John's is actually louder than this one, but this one definitely cuts through the cold really well. Yeah, his stuff is always, I mean, I tend to like most of the City Rhythm releases. This one probably is one of my favorites lately because I really enjoy the cream of coconut. You guys know that I love coconut and fragrances, and I like wearing it in every season, and I feel like the cream of coconut makes it more appropriate for the cooler weather. So this one was a hit in my book. As soon as I smelled it off skin, I was like, oh, I definitely got to get a bottle once it drops. This one, I don't want to say it's his most popular, but I think it was, because I think the booziness in this one really drew a lot of people in, and it kind of appeals to a really large crowd because, you know, I'm not a gourmand lover, but I really like the coconutty vibes in this, but it also definitely appeals to the gourmand crowd and the crowd that kind of likes the kind of boozier, heavy-hitting fragrances. So I think this one is, if it's not one of his most popular, it's probably because people haven't smelled it yet, but I would say this is probably going to be one of his most popular. If you've tried that, comment down below next. All right, so the last one is from a house I haven't talked about in a while. This is from Good Vibes Perfume. This is a limited edition, so I'm gonna show you both sides of the bottle, and this is 700 Millionaire Eau de Parfum. Okay, let's talk about these notes and who this is gonna appeal to. You have top notes of pear, apple, rose, jasmine, peach, raspberry, white musk, mid of incense, cistus, labdanum, amber woods, and vanilla. And in the base, you have geranium, licorice, plum, amber patchouli, sugar, and vanilla. If you want a vanillic, kind of fruity, slightly smoky, heavy hitter for fall and winter, this is the one for you. This one definitely projects. Like, I think this one, it definitely projects, and on my skin, you have to wash it off. So I really can't wear a second fragrance if I don't wash this off, because it has gone over 12 hours. Every time I've worn it, it hasn't been a fluke. I know that my skin holds fragrance maybe a little bit better than others, but on this one, I can't imagine anyone not getting extended performance out of this one. And again, projection and longevity. It is definitely something that's going to cut through the cold. If you like those fragrances that have like that kind of a little bit of a plummy backbone, you got a fruitiness to it, but really they concentrate on the vanilla and they have a little bit of the smokiness to the vanilla, which I know a lot of people like. You're definitely gonna get the labdanum, and I think the patchouli is pretty evident. Licorice, I would say if you don't like licorice, I wouldn't worry too much, because to me, I don't smell it too prominently. And then the fruity notes are definitely in there pulling everything together. Rose is more of a background note. So in my opinion, the rose is really well blended with the vanilla in this. Yeah, this is very vanilla forward. Again, you got that smoky vanilla. So the people that like a smoky vanilla, which I know a lot of you do, this is gonna be the one you wanna try. And again, on my skin, it has been a heavy hitter every single time I've worn it. They haven't released anything in a little while, and I think they've been working on this, and I think they honestly got it right, because to me, this is probably for Fragcom, maybe not like the general public, gonna be the number one for most people, just because I think Fragcom really tends to love their vanillas, and a nice smoky vanilla with like a little bit of a fruity base. This is gonna be the one that most people gravitate towards. I still really like the Caribbean Lime one, just because I really love lime and fragrances, but obviously in cooler weather, I'm obviously gonna reach for this one more, which lately it's been 50s, which midday, maybe not so much 50, which California really transitions back and forth. But for those of you that are looking for a heavy hitter, which I think a lot of people in Fragcom are, definitely check this one out, because it is a heavy hitter. So these are the 4 fragrances that are newer in indie that I have right now. If you've tried any of these, comment down below. You probably have, because I am a little bit delayed. I try to wait for 4 or 5. I try to wait for 5, but sometimes I don't want to wait that much longer to get another fragrance before I shoot the video. So I got 4 and I feel like that's enough. If you've tried these, comment down below. As always, remember to like this video if you liked it, be subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop another video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!